Hi guys, I'm Adam Hitchcock and today I will be reviewing the BMW 116i. Now, this is the 2-litre petrol engine, 5-door hatchback, sport version. And this means it has the upgraded interior, it has a few exterior upgrades as well with the wind mirrors, the front bumper and the alloys. The interior, you get more sporty seats, and I think that's about it, to be honest. When this was first introduced in 2004, it created a fair amount of controversy due to the fact that it's a hatchback. Many felt that it didn't deserve a BMW badge because it was now going to attract a completely different market than it had done before. As a young driver, the main thing that attracted me to this car was the fact that it's rear-wheel drive. Now that means it's exceptionally fun. You can accelerate out of corners and it will just throw you out nicely, and it just makes the whole driving experience that little bit better. And that's just something you don't get in ordinary hatchbacks. The Sport Pack, you have included in it sportier seats, which you can see here. I mean, they are good and they really do wrap around you when you're driving fast. For the simple fact that you can pump up the side bit here with the press of this button, it really secures you when you're going around corners at high speed. Now, despite the fact that they've spent clearly a lot of care and attention making these seats, they've forgotten a major thing to include in a car. Now, firstly, they've got this absolutely useless space here, which I don't know who designed this, but this is the weirdest kind of compartment space I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that they've refused to include, dare I even say it, cup holders, unless you want to pay £300. This is a joke, this is ridiculous, I cannot believe it. I bought the car thinking everything's going to be fine. And I drive half an hour down the motorway after buying it. Where's the bloody cup holders gone? What's going on? It's not something you would look for in a car when you're buying it. It's not something you're going to look on the stats and statistics to see, does it have a cup holder? It's just something you assume is going to be there. But no, £300 apparently they cost us an extra. What a joke. Well, as you can see, we're enjoying a beautiful country drive, and then all of a sudden you get an absolute dickhead in front of you like this. This is outrageous. Now, as a BMW driver, you've only got to do one thing, and that is simply overtake. However, you can't use a certain thing whilst overtaking, otherwise you're not a BMW driver, and that is this indicator. We don't like to use that at all. So what we do is we just accelerate and overtake. And then we're back on our beautiful country drive. We're currently cruising at about 70 miles per hour on the A3. And to be honest, it feels like you're going about 40 miles per hour. I can whisper in it and you can still hear me. It's really quiet, which makes for a really nice driving experience. That, with the seats that can be padded up, means you can sit comfortably and cruise for hours. The 1 Series has also got pretty good economy. If you choose to drive it sensibly, like most people, you're going to average around 40 miles per gallon, and on the motorways you're going to be pushing about 45. However, some of us, like myself, choose to drive like an absolute dickhead. So you're going to get about 30 miles per gallon, to be honest, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You've got to enjoy yourself, and that's the beauty of having a BMW at the end of the day. And if you are contemplating getting a BMW 1 Series between the ages of 2004 and 2011, then I would strongly recommend you get the 2007 onwards, due to the fact that in 2006 they introduced a 6-speed gearbox, which obviously helps for economy, and in 2007 they introduced a start-stop system. So now this car here cannot get in because obviously I've driven. I park as a BMW driver should park, and that is by taking 2 places. But back to the 2007 malarkey. 2007 onwards, you get the start-stop system, which is absolutely essential for traffic driving. As you can see, the exterior is looking pretty fresh as well, and that's because in 2007 they did a facelift of this model, where they minor differences to the headlights, the front bumper, and the alloys. I've owned this BMW 1 Series for just over a year now, and it hasn't been completely stress-free. The most recent thing to go wrong has been the engine. Now what happens is, they've got a timing chain, which if it becomes loose and breaks, can cause catastrophic damage to the engine, meaning it's far more expensive to completely strip out the engine and repair it than it is to get a new one. So that's what I had to do here. I had to spend £2,000 on an engine and £600 on installation. However, if I was to come to here, BMW, I would have paid £3,500 for the engine and God knows how much for the fitting. So therefore, this is definitely something to consider when you're buying the BMW. I have to take maybe a slight bit of responsibility for poorly maintaining the car. However, it's definitely something to consider. Now, if I had my time over buying this car, I think I would have gone for a hot hatch, because although this has been a great car to drive, you always have to take into consideration how much I paid for the car. Whereas when you're like whipping around maybe a cheaper hot hatch, you can really let loose, have a lot more fun on country lanes, even in the city. Whereas the BMW 1 Series, it is more of a refined automobile. So when you're driving around, yeah, it's smooth and you can have a great time in the car, but to be honest, it is more image driven, this car, than anything, and that, to be honest, is the reason why I bought it at the time. But like I said, if I had my time over again, I think I'd go for the more fun factor when choosing my car.
And talk it up like, yeah, it looks alright in the picture.